Welcome, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. This is your horoscope astrology forecast for November 2025. It's a pretty damn good month if you're looking for love or to consolidate an existing love relationship. You have kids, they're going to like this month. They're going to do very well. And all said and done, you're leaning into purpose. There's something about this beautiful water trine formation that keeps showing up in the month of November that really asks you, are you finding your joy, alignment with your talents, your passions? Are you on purpose in life? And that's going to be one of those questions that really opens up doors to answers in the month of November. So let's get started and get your chart underway. I'll be showing you the sky as we go through the month ahead, week by week. We do it week by week so you can calibrate what's ahead each separate week for you. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, full sign houses, and those fixed stars and minor asteroids. If this is your cup of tea and you want to spend more time with me, why don't you like and subscribe? If you think you're subscribed, you might be unsubscribed. YouTube has been dumping subscribers for me and other channels lately, so go double check that you're still a part of the story here. Hey, by the way, if you want to time your best year, 2026, I am currently in production of my 2026 two to 2.5 hour videos, PDF guidebook supplement that goes with it. And I'm doing that as my yearly fundraiser where I buy equipment. I also create a scholarship fund this year for people who can't afford my classes or readings to help them out and more. So if you want to be a part of that yearly fundraiser, you're going to get a great product that you can use as a guide for the entirety of 2026. And I put a lot of love into it. So that is in the description box below. It's called the pre-sale price. It's delivered to your inbox December 1st when I've got it all complete, and you're getting a price you'll never see any other time ever, not even in a flash sale. So check it out below. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. So guys, guess what? You are experiencing, these earrings keep blurring with my thing. You are experiencing the energy of Jupiter in your sign till next July, early July, beginning of July. And you've already been experiencing that since I think late June. And my memory always blocks me on when Jupiter entered Cancer. So everything I'm about to tell you about the year ahead, the month ahead, November, has to be qualified by the simple understanding that you have divine protection, divine guidance, truth and wisdom, and luck on your side. And everything else is icing on that cake. So every 12 years, an exalted Jupiter will show up in your chart every 12 years. And that's not that common, right? So here you have this time frame that you're in. You may as well use it. Now, one of the things you must notice or please pay attention to as we begin November the 1st is that you're going to see Jupiter, the Lord of goodness, in your sign, trining Saturn. And you know what's really wonderful about this energy? It's going to be very positive for rewards that take time through steadfast, enduring, disciplined energy. So it's kind of like, the tortoise and the hare who wins the race. And that energy of Saturn supports the bounty, the luck, the goodness, and the satisfaction to come to you. And this is going to be true for the entire month of November because of the retrogradation of Jupiter later on and Saturn stationing direct. They hold this position together all of November. So it is a very fortunate month for you, and it aligns you with purpose, meaning in life, the potential for international travel, maybe some book publishing deals, maybe even romance in a foreign land or through travel or with a foreign person. We'll break it down week by week, but that's a vibe that blesses you all of November. Now, on November the 2nd, 3rd, you'll see that Venus, the goddess of love, at 23 degrees here of Libra, squares Jupiter. And that's a bit of tension between the goddess of what we desire and what brings us life's pleasures and something Jupiter's up to. Now, Jupiter gives you what you need, not what you want, old Rolling Stones. He's also very wise, and he's got the upper hand in this condition. He's superior to Venus in position. So Venus wants you to enjoy some pleasure connected to your home, your private life, land, property, real estate. There's something going on in the home, your 4th house. And it could even be the desire to acquire a beautiful home or a bigger home or a nicer home or something like that. But there may be some intense energy in the first 4 or 5 days of November that requires you to really consider, is this truly what I want? Is this going to bring me the satisfaction I truly desire? And because Venus is also opposite Chiron, you might be coming into an archetypal wound around your reputation. This can look like you also are trying to find that pretty darn hit the nail on the head alignment with your gifts and talents and purpose. Chiron, the key to purpose in your 10th house. You're trying to aim for that. And it's quite possible that that is going to also be factored in. With Venus in this condition, and it's only the very first week of the month, so don't stress too much about it. But she is the ruler of your career gains house. And so quite possibly you're faced with this moment connected to private home life matters versus the gains and purposefulness of your career. Jupiter is asking you to choose wisely from what will make you extremely, truly satisfied and joyful, not just a short-term pleasure. I'd love to hear back from you what happens at that time. It's quite fascinating to me. On November the 4th to the 6th, Mars will be opposite Uranus. Okay, so Mars is Mr. I take decisions and make actions in home kingdom, Scorpio, where he's very, very strong. And he's, by the way, I want to point something out, okay, because he's about to move out of Scorpio and oppose Uranus. When we start off the month, you've got Mars here, and this is a house of sex, romance, children, entrepreneurial endeavors, creative, artistic, and muse-inspired things, okay? And your children are here. So that Mars was with this part of your sky for quite a long time, September 22nd, actually, and he leaves on November 4th, 5th. And that could indicate that your children were moving out of the home, or you're moving away, your children were argumentative, going through changes in their own life, or that you started a passionate new sex romance and you had a lot of fun. Who knows? You might have been very competitive. You might have been very all fired up about your creativity and working hard on your entrepreneurial or creative projects. That was Mars, right? He's closing that story out. That was true since September 22nd. Now he is going to cross the old boundary, and he's going to cross right into your 6th house of work. This is where you have work, your job, you have employees here, you have something you need to do in the material world, and it's called a job. And so Mars is opposite Uranus, and there's a surprise, a shock, an unexpected development, but it's also connected to pets. So there's an unexpected surprise regarding a pet. With Mars, it could be an illness. Mars is in his joy here, and he will be in this part of your chart and in his joy for a long time. Mars in Sagittarius and fire is happy from November 4th to December 15th. You might be working really hard on something that you're quite intensely focused on in your job work scenarios. Now, health is here, and he often likes to get people moving. So you might find a new workout routine or a new way to be healthy. And if there's any kind of surgery you need to improve your health, you will take it in hand at this time and get ready to, prepare for that. And that can include oral surgery or dental surgery, any kind of cutting, lasering, anything sharp and injectables. Those are all very Martian, but this is for health, not for cosmetics. This is a health house. And lastly, sometimes when Mars is here, there may be a argumentative environment that you're encountering in the work environment. So colleagues, coworkers, employees, and difficult, combative energy. And that's, for a long time. And he's here every 2 years for 6 weeks. So he'll be here till December 15th. But there's a surprise. It comes upon you right away. Like, oh my God, November 4th to the 6th. What's the surprise? Could be a lot of things. You don't see it coming. You're not expecting it. I'd love to hear from you what that might be, but it could be as simple as a pet situation, an unexpected change in your finances. This is your debts and indebtedness. And Mars is in a sextile to Pluto on the house of banks and loans. You may have a positive, unexpected change in your finances connected to loans, mortgages, banking, and shared monies with a spouse. If you wanted to rent a property, there's a possibility for an unexpected, surprising opportunity to rent a home or rent your own property out as a landlord. Now we move forward to the second week, but just before we do, there is a moon full at November the 5th. It's in Taurus. It'll be right up here. It'll be at 13 degrees of Taurus. And it's a fulfillment moon. So 6 months ago, you might have planted new seeds in your friendship circles and the way you want to make money from your career in regards to your longer range goals and dreams. Now you want to fulfill or complete or flesh it out and ripen it. And so there's new developments here in the 6 months that follow that can increase your financial gains in your career and can possibly increase your social networks and social circles, probably pretty close to home because of Venus on the actual lunation still in Libra. So there's an expansion of work from home or in your home or career gains in and from your home. And I would also think maybe with a sextile to the North Node in the ninth house, some of you might be choosing a new career path connected to a new home in a country other than the one in which you currently live or were born in. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about the second week of the month. The second week of the month is interesting. We have a little bit of a tussle between Venus and Pluto. Here you'll see it already opening up on the 7th. Venus is like love, and Venus and Pluto is power, power of love, love of power. There could be a power struggle around something with one of your children, and maybe concerning money and a child, because this is definitely that angle. If it's not money distress for a child or with a child, then maybe there's some kind of turning point situation in a romantic partnership where secrets are revealed or betrayals are unfolding, and you're having to deal with them square on. You know, Venus in Scorpio likes to be a sleuth, and she digs up the dirt. And so there's kind of like not her best place, by the way, but there's a spotlight here, the sun. So you might be digging up some secrets to do with love, romance, sexuality, betrayal, and coming into a really intense moment of time. And it could involve matters that are also connected to your children and their own stories around the money and betrayals in love. And that's going to be happening November the 7th to the 9th. On November 9th, you're going to see Uranus moving backward into Taurus. Now, Uranus is going to be in Taurus until the end of April next year. And he had been in Taurus since 2018. So as he moves backwards, well, is it on the 9th or the 10th? Come on, guys. Oh, he is there. There he is. Sorry. Yeah. So there he goes, sliding back on the 7th. Oh, it's the 7th. Yeah, the 7th. I think I had the 9th, but you get the gist of it. Uranus is heading back. And this is an indication that you're going to see a old story finishing up, something that you were working on since 2018 on and off. Uranus in the 11th house is unexpected success in your career, shocking career gains, shocking downdrafts in your money, eccentric and wild and outside the box new friendships, and crazy ass new social communities that are really eccentric and different than those that you you hung out with, prior to 2018, and maybe a kind of enlivening and exhilarating energy around your long range goals and plans for your life. This is a sibling one older, and you might have had Uranian interactions with that sibling, or even Uranian benefits. For Uranus here can really swell the coffers of money if you had any relationship with a sibling that led to increased money. Now, that's aside, which is a very long transit. So it's going to take a long time to unfold. So everyone take a deep breath. I have a video out in that already. You can go ahead and watch it. You want to pay attention next to the next big story in the sky, which is Jupiter retrograding on November the 11th. Now, there's nothing wrong with Jupiter retrograde. It's like saying Santa Claus is put the snooze button on for a bit of time, but he's not gone to sleep in the way that he's disappearing. What he's doing is he's not going to give you outward tangible prosperity results and rewards. Okay, there he's retrograde on the 11th. He's like the inner guru, the inner teacher, wisdom and truth, okay, inside of you. And during this time, you could probably say some of all the excitement that you thought, oh my God, I'm more magnanimous, prosperous, lucky, things are happening here. And now I know it wasn't always so good because we had some opposite squares that were happening, but all said and done, now he's going inward, and you won't get much from him until March of next year. So instead of like thinking the universe has pulled the plug on your luck or something like that, just know that by March 11th, he will turn direct at 15 degrees of Cancer, and it's back on until July. If you have your Cancer sun, your moon, or your rising sign between 15 and 25 degrees of the sign of Cancer, is going to be impacting you, as he will retrograde back and forth over that part of your sky that is your sun, moon, and rising. So you're going to have a lot of intense energy in the story. And as he stations to go retrograde, he happens to be also in a profoundly tight flow to the North Node, Saturn and Neptune. The inward motion will take you through to March on deep reflections about your purpose and meaning in life. And you'll be looking to align with that. It's even doubled down by having Chiron in your 10th house. Sorry, guys, I'm fighting off the sore throat thing that everyone I know has. So if my voice sounds weird or I have, anything going on, that's what's happening. And Jupiter here is wise and all knowing. So also when it comes to foreign land trips and travel, which could occur under this kind of a sky, you'll know when to travel, where to travel, and how to travel this best for you at the best time. And because of Saturn retrograde as well, any trips that you think you're going to take, that some opportunities show up for you and you think, oh, maybe I'm going to take a trip. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. You might have said to yourself, wow, I've been there before. Like past lives, maybe, or just like, I'm going back to, I love Greece. I'm going to go back to Greece. Haven't been there for a few years. It's like a sense of going back to a place you've traveled before and doing it again. Now, moving into the next narrative in that second week of the month, we're going to talk about the fact that we have a Mercury conjunction to Mars. And this is on November the 11th to the 13th. These two guys are bumping headlong into each other. Mercury is retrograde. Let's just talk about that for a minute. Mercury retrograde here, stationed at 6 degrees. Mercury was at 3 Sag when the month started. He has plans to go for it. He knows what he wants. He's on his A game. November 10th, he turned retrograde. As he turned retrograde on November 10th, and he will retrograde through to the Scorpio again on November 19th, it means between November 10th and 19th, there was something that you were going to go ahead on, changed your mind, or circumstances shifted, and now you're backtracking to make sure you've got all the information you need. This could involve things to do with rentals, work, health matters, children, creative projects, money that is connected to a child. And there's a forward motion. And, the sixth house is debts, and Mercury is the calculator. And so there may be situations with recalibrating debt that you owe to a bank or a child owes to you, or there's those debts, money, recalibration energy here as well. Okay. All right, so then we're going to move on. And I said that the two are going to bump headlong into each other. And this is usually information or news, Mercury, Mars, that you need to act on or decide on in a very fast time frame. And again, is it rental properties? Is it jobs? Is it pets? And unfortunately, if it is a pet, this could be a significant turning point in the health of a pet. And I wouldn't say that it would be positive. It could be lab results coming back that show there's a real problem with the health of a pet, for example. If it's a job offer, which it could be, then you're going to have to make an immediate decision, because Mars rules your 10th house of career, to yay or nay take the job. Unfortunately, it could also look like news that your company's shutting down, people are being laid off. I'm sorry to say that could look like that for those of you who are employees and you work for someone else. Okay, let's keep on going, because happy stories are ahead, I promise you. All right, so then we're moving into the next part of the story, which is the 14th or so to the 21st. Let's move into the future. So as we begin around the 13th, 14th, it's all kind of tightly bound here. Sun and Jupiter are in a nice trine. Very positive energy for the 15th to the 17th. And you can even feel the Sun at 23 Scorpio and Jupiter at 25. That is really also there on the 14th. It's something to do with maybe an opportunity that's quite golden connected to your children. Like they could be having a golden opportunity, or you're able to assist them to say yes to a golden opportunity. It could involve education for them. It could involve travel internationally, visas and passports. It's also interesting that if you're looking at that from an entrepreneurial or creative artistic perspective, it's a nice golden opportunity in your creative or entrepreneurial realm, and it will connect you to success and results with international people, places, and things, or even book publishing deals and stuff like that. If you are in a romantic relationship already, there's something good that wants to happen in the romance itself. And if you're looking for a relationship, there could be the first revelations of a mutual attraction between you and somebody else. But we have to keep in that 9th house. They're in your spiritual community. They're a foreign land. You're in a foreign country. They have foreign creds. You meet them in an academic or educational setting, especially, and there could be the first light upon a relationship, like you're seeing the attraction. Someone has professed attraction to you, or you're attracted now to someone else, Could also be a workplace romance just because of the position of Mars. So there's some attraction germinating in those areas. It's going to get more intense later, so hang in there with me. And I do want to mention too that the sun in this position in Scorpio is in a water trine. So again, Venus will hold the trine later. So luck, flow, ease, and grace is trying to happen here. And it's nice to see the moon participating as well. So there just really looks like an opportunity for travel could occur as well, somewhere around that time I just mentioned to you, October 14th to the 17th. Then on November the 17th, we're going to notice that we're going to see a Pluto story and focused on Mercury, backtracked into Scorpio, sextiling Pluto. So Mercury's finally going to go all the way back to where he started, your 5th house, children, romance, all that stuff. And now he's going to talk just as he gets ready to cross over to Pluto. So there's this threshold moment on the 17th where he's talking to Pluto about something important. I bet you bottom dollar it's mortgage, credit card, financing, insurance payouts, debt relief, debt restructuring, job packages, severance and bonus package negotiations, something like that here, or some money you share with a spouse and some changing in the structure financially. But then after that, he leaves that and he goes back into Scorpio, where he's joining the party. There's a party there, and we'll see what he does next. So hang in with that. First thing you'll notice that he brings a little surprise because he's Mr. Information and Uranus is Mr. Unexpected. Unexpected surprise regarding finances connected to your career, an unexpected surprise for your children in their lives with Venus here, unexpected fertility. One of your children is pregnant and they didn't plan for it. If you are of childbearing age and you got Jupiter in your 1st house and you are a female, then this could indicate you are unexpectedly pregnant as well. Those are possibilities here as well. Mercury here is going back over old ground. I won't go into that. That's going to be for a week ahead video kind of thing. So that some of it, even though the shock is there, right, it's not necessarily completely surprising. You had a first pass of this energy back in the month before. Okay, now the other thing I want to say as we move through the stories of the sky is that Mercury does like to trine Neptune. And this is a good connection for your intuition. On November the 19th, Mercury will love Neptune up very exactly. Here it is, 18th, 19th, 20th. And it could lead you to a deep, profound insight about things. This is important to pay attention to your dreams at night. That's where Neptune is. This is an important placement for you to really tune into your creativity. This is like channel the muse, let the muse go through you. It's a glorious energy, and it's something that you are not going to have again for a while, because Neptune will ultimately next year go into the sign of Aries and not be back in your lifetime. So the 9th house is also dream houses. So this is like, okay, inspiration, the muse, dreams, creative projects, screenplays, films, you're writing, storytelling, and a powerful flow in ease as those things are unfolding for you right around the 19th of the month. At the same time, on the 19th of November, we have a new moon at 28 degrees. And you're going to take a peek at that moon at 28 Scorpio. This is where the moon will be with the sun. Okay, right over here. We saw that earlier. And it's on the 19th. And the thing about this is that it's a fresh start. It's a new beginning. And it's a new beginning in love with the goddess of love here. I don't worry so much. She's in her joy. I know. Venus is Scorpio in detriment. She's in the sign of her joy. It's possible you meet somebody through social circles, events, going to large community events, connections to your career, colleagues and coworkers and friends introduce you to somebody. Scorpio could mean it's a very mysterious, magical, witchy kind of relationship, going deeper than the surface, right? Scorpio, and new beginnings. So if you're a single Cancer, this could be 6 months from this moon on November 19th, it could unroll a carpet of a new love. And I keep seeing why. Is this a spiritual community, a university setting, someone who's a foreigner from your country of origin? Jupiter, you're lucky in love. Something wants to happen for single Cancers over the 6 months that follows this new moon. If you're an artist, new projects, new creations are going to take form over the 6 months and be North Node, worldly, internationally successful. Okay. I love the sky for you. Jupiter hasn't tried the North Node since 1894. So it's a glorious story. Moving onward. and we're at the 19th of the month. And now we're going to get away from the 19th of the month, and we're going to move a little bit forward in time to the 20th, where there is what we call a Kazemi. I'm doing a webinar on that. Check my description box below. It's free. We're doing the webinar, I believe, on the 19th, the day before the actual Kazemi. Mercury will co-join the sun. Mercury and the sun in a conjunction from the retrograde is a divine download. Headquarters is speaking. Pick up the phone, get your information. It's a revealing bit of news about sex, romance, pregnancy, fertility, children, grandchildren, based on the trine to the 11th. So it's information and news coming through that you weren't ready or didn't know about, or, you know, being revealed, but also inwardly, you can use this as an incredible time to tune in and from the 5th house to your muse. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with that. Come to my free webinar and learn how to use this one. We've got some cool asteroids involved as well. Now, the last week of the month, the 21st to the end of the month, is one long story. Don't forget, if you like this kind of content and you haven't hit my like button yet, please consider doing so. What is going to happen is we're going to get a sustained, very profoundly powerful water trine, which can bring luck. And this water trine right here is being formed by Mercury and Venus. Up here, the crew, North Node, Saturn, and Neptune, and of course, Jupiter. And of course, if your ascendant, sun, moon, and rising is anywhere near like 21 to 29 degrees of the sign of Cancer, you really are in the groove. You're flowing with the flow. You're totally on it, you know, yawn it. A song my daughter used to have, yawn it, we on it, yawn it. I couldn't stand that song. I don't know, Drake or somebody. But like the idea here, guys, is like it's easy and it's lucky because Jupiter's got your back. But because he's retrograde, it's soft luck. It's like, you know, you're lucky, but it doesn't look like, I don't think you're winning the lottery. But I'll give you this. Mercury is the ticket. Venus is the win. And this is the house of lottery wins, or are gambling and speculating and winning. So possibly there is a chance, if you're trying to, for using this luck, you want to try to use it starting around November the 21st through to the end of the month. Isn't a bad time to know your limit, lay within it, and grab a lottery ticket. I need to share that with you because I see that here in the sky. You'll see that the sun is sextiling Pluto, really good for financial stuff to do with debt elimination and shared resources with a spouse as well. And as this triangle continues, first it's Mercury, Mr. Ticket, Mr. Ballot, Mr. News. And then, of course, Mercury and Venus hook up. Mercury and Venus hooking up is information or news about 5th house matters. I won the lottery. My child is pregnant. I am, my book proposal was accepted by the publisher, that kind of stuff. And that's happening around November the 24th. And finally, if we keep us trucking ourselves forward, I love this little conjunction for the artistic, creative ones here. As we keep moving forward, you'll see that Venus and Jupiter are now really hooked up. Watch this one, but it's still a part of the same formation, the beautiful water trine. This is just lucky in love. Your children are lucky. Pregnancy, fertility for you or your children. News of a birth of a grandchild could come out of this kind of sky as well, or the birth or the conception of a grandchild as well. As this triangle continues to move forward, which it does, you'll notice that Venus is going to get into her opposition to Uranus. This is definitely looking very much like, oops, I'm pregnant, or my kids are pregnant, but you could also have a surprising, shocking news story to do with windfalls, pennies from heaven, and great gains. And again, for some of you, this can look like winning money or feeling like you hit some kind of jackpot. I'd love to hear how that works for you. Let me know in the comments if you guys win the lottery, then send me a bit of it, would you? So if you're new here, thanks for listening and getting through all of this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my Mercury free webinar below and my all signs bundle. I'm only selling the all signs bundle at a pre-sale price, not individual all signs. Individual all signs will go out for sale on December 1st. The value of getting the bundles you can share with friends and family is stocking stuffers. It's a PDF download with the links to the private videos, and is a great giveaway present for your friends and family at Christmas, and it's so affordable. All right, thanks guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next videos.